Hello everyone, my name is Wolfie, and in this video, I'm going to be guiding you through how to set up alerts when it comes to Twitch. So we're going to be going over follower alerts, donation alerts, and also subscriber alerts. Now, before we jump into that, I have a whole bunch of videos on my channel that may be able to help you out if you're wondering something else, there's something else you've been trying to figure out, maybe how to set up donations for your Twitch account. I do have a ton of videos on my channel, so be sure to give it a look-see and you may find a video on what it is that you're trying to figure out how to do. So let's go ahead and jump right on into it here. How to set up Twitch alerts. So first off, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using a site called Streamlabs. Some people may refer to it as Twitch Alerts. It used to be called Twitch Alerts, but they changed the name a couple of years back. But there are a lot of people who are they're used to calling it Twitch Alerts, even though they changed the name from Twitch Alerts to Streamlabs. So we're going to be using Streamlabs. Streamlabs, by the way, is used by a lot of streamers. I believe they actually release the information regularly as to how many streamers use their platform for their alerts, and the last time I checked it, if I'm not mistaken, they said around 80% of streamers on Twitch use their system for their alerts. And also, I'm on their page here. If we take a look over on the page, you can see that they mentioned some of the trusted and used streamers since 2014. So some pretty big streamers listed down here that apparently they use Streamlabs or Twitch alerts. I'm still a little used to calling it Twitch alerts myself because I had done it so much back when I was into streaming myself. So once you're on this page here, this is streamlabs.com. Once you're on the page, you're going to go ahead and you're going to go over to the login button located on the upper right. So we're going to click on that. And then once you click on that, you'll be taken to this page here where it says login with Twitch or login with YouTube. It'll automatically log you in once you press the button for the platform that you're trying to log in on. So I'm actually logged in on my Twitch account in another window. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click login with Twitch. So let's go ahead and do that. And you'll see that it will automatically log me in. Now, as you can see there, it automatically logged me in and I don't have to enter any of my info. Now, if you're not logged in on Twitch in another window, it will take you to the Twitch login screen where you'll have to put in your username and your password. So just a heads up there about that. And then once you fill that in and you're logged in, then it'll bring you to this page right here. So this page can actually look a bit overwhelming, but don't worry, I'm going to simplify it to what it is that we're trying to do here specifically. Like I said, if there's something else you're wondering about, check out my channel as it might be over there, or if you don't see it, let me know in the comments and I may end up making a video on it in the future. So here we are on this page, and what you're going to want to do now is you're going to want to look on the sidebar and you're going to want to go down to alert box. And we're going to click on that. So let's click on alert box. And once we click on it, the page will change and we'll be brought to this page right here. So on this page here, we're going to scroll down and you'll see that we have some tabs here after we scroll down. So the first thing we're going to be going over are follower alerts. So let's click on follows. And once we click on that, this will pop up right here. So first things first, follow alerts. Enabled, disable. So you want your alerts on. If you don't want them on, some people don't like having them on. This is more of a thing that bigger streamers do because they get so many followers in such a short amount of time, because it can be a bit distracting if you have things constantly popping up and going off on your screen every single second. So that's something bigger streamers that they like to turn off, but that's something you might want to keep on as a new or a smaller streamer, because it lets you know whenever someone's like, hey, you know what, I think I'm going to give this guy a follow. Also, it can help with engagement because when you see it, you can be like, hey, thanks for the follow there from whoever it may have been. So it's up to you whether you want to keep it on or off, but those are some instances where you might want to keep it on, or where others would end up disabling it. So if we go down, we have the layouts here of the alert. Now there are three ways that your alert can show up: with the text below the image, the text over the image, or the text to the right of the image. So as you can see, the size of the image will vary depending as well. The image is really big in the first one, and the second one it's a little smaller, and then in the third one it's the smallest. So it's up to you which variation you want to go with there. All you have to do is click on the one that you prefer and it'll be selected. There's actually a blue box around it, but it might be a little tough to see that because it's really small, the outline for the box. So going down, we have alert animation, and this right here is how the alert actually shows up. So as you can see, it currently says fade in. So the alert, whenever someone does follow, the alert will fade in and then it'll fade out. Now you can change this. There are a lot of different ones that you can go with. As you can see, there's fade down, fade in and down, and then if we continue going down on the list, there's zoom in, zoom down. So I'll go ahead and I'll let you play around with the choices that you want to choose on that one, and also I'll show you how to preview it in a little bit here. So we'll come back to that one. So going down, we have the message that will show up alongside your alert. So right here we have these brackets and it says is now following. That's actually how it'll look on stream whenever someone does follow. It won't say name though. It'll say the name of the person's account who is following my channel. So that's why this is in the curly brackets here, because it'll change depending on whoever it is that follows your channel for that alert that just went off. So you can change this to anything you like. You can maybe put name is now a cool person. Maybe you want to put that in there. You can change it. It doesn't have to say is now following. Maybe you want to customize it. That's up to you. All you have to do is click on the box and you can type whatever it is that you want in there if you want to change that. So going down, we have text animation, and that is actually what happens with the text itself when it does pop up. It'll fade in. That's how the alert animation happens. But what'll actually happen with the text, as you can see, it currently says wiggle. So the text itself will be wiggling as it's on the screen. And you can change it, whatever it is that you would prefer to go with. You can choose wave, you can choose wobble. And as you can see here, there's actually a preview as to how the text will appear with the effect that you choose. See, this is wave right here. Let's go back to wiggle. Wiggle, and then we have our other ones, ta-da, bounce. So there are a whole bunch of them, and you're free to choose whichever one you'd like. So now going down, I believe there's nothing here. Now it was a long time ago the first time I ever did this, so I can't remember exactly whether there is something there or not, but if there is an image, it'll look similar to my current one here right now, where you'll see the image in the center and there'll be like a white box surrounding it. If not, you'll just have the blank white box like this. So what you want to do is you can actually select preset images. They do have some that are stored which you can choose from, or you can upload your own. Now in order to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to click right here where it says change media, and then once we click on that, we have the option over here where we can drag and upload our custom image if you'd like to do that, or you can go down to images over here and you'll be able to see their stock files. That's everything that they have there for you that they've put themselves, which you can use. And if you go through the list here, you can select any one that you'd like. There are a whole bunch of them to choose from. Some of them are animated, some are not, some are just panels. So go ahead and select the one that you'd like to use. I'll go ahead and select this one right here, and then we're going to hit select after doing that. And as you can see, it's in the box now. So after doing that, we're going to go down to the next setting, and this is the sound. So how this works is when your alert shows up, a soundbite can be played with it. So sort of like a sound notification along with your alert. So in order to select one of those sound bites, you're pretty much going to do the same thing that you did for the last one. We're going to select change media, and then now we're under stock files and sounds, and then you'll have your selection here which you can choose from. And just like the images, you can also upload your own if you maybe have a custom one that you would like to upload and use that on your stream. You can always do that. All you need to do is drag and drop over here in the upper left corner. So we're just going to leave it how it is for now. It's similar to images. What you're going to do is you're going to select it, press the select button, and that's pretty much it for that. So let's go ahead and back out. So moving down, we have sound volume, and this controls the volume of the sound bite. Sometimes the sound bite can be a little too loud. If it is too loud or it's too low and you'd like to adjust it, you can do that right here by moving this bar up and down. So as we continue going down, we have the alert duration. This is how long the alert will show up on your screen. I recommend not leaving this too long because it can be a little distracting if your alert is like super long. So I would personally recommend keeping this on the lower side. So as we continue going down, we also have alert text delay, which will allow you to delay the text that appears with the alert. It's up to you whether you want to do that. So as we continue going down, we also have enable custom HTML CSS. And if you know how to do some programming, this is for you. You're going to want to enable this, and you'll be able to fine-tune your alert a little bit by doing that. So as we continue going down, we also have a couple of other options here which you have to click on in order to expand. So once we click on that, we can select the font type for our alert text. So just click the box and you have all your fonts here. If you'd like to change the font type for your alert, you can do that by clicking right here and selecting the font that you prefer, your preference. So going down, you can change the font size, how big the font is, and then beneath that we have font weight. And how font weight works is it's the thickness of the font. So how thick the letters are is what that is basically. If your font is too thin, you prefer it to be thicker, you're going to raise the bar higher, and if it's too thick, you lower it down basically. So going down, you can also change the color of the text. All you have to do is select the little box here, and you'll have a palette which you can click on, and that'll change it to the color of your choosing. So going down, we also have text highlight color, and this is the outline of the text. So it's basically the same as text color. You select it the same way, except this will be the outline of the text. It'll be the color that you choose. Now going down, we have alert variations. Now I'm going to come back to this one for another one of the settings. We're not going to go over it right now because your follower alerts should be fine as is the way they are with the settings we just went through. So now that we've finished setting up our follower alerts, you want to make sure you hit save settings at the bottom of the screen. If you do not hit save settings, everything that you've just done, none of it will be saved. So always make sure you hit save settings after you change something. So we're going to hit save settings, and then we'll have a little loading thing, and at the top it'll say alert box updated. So going to the top of the screen now, we're going to go ahead and go over subscriber notifications or subscriber alerts. So let's go ahead and click on that. Now I'm going to try to avoid going over things that I've already gone over, as some things are similar between these alerts and we don't want this video to be like an hour long. So let's go ahead and jump into subscriber notifications now. So going down, you can see it's fairly similar to the follower notifications. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to scroll down. And one thing that's different here, the first thing, show Prime subs. So this is for when someone subscribes using a Twitch Prime subscription. You can choose to disable that if you'd like. I wouldn't recommend doing that because a subscription is a subscription whether it's Twitch Prime or not. So I would suggest leaving that on, but know that the option to do that is there. Or maybe you're like, why aren't Twitch Prime subscriptions showing up whenever it happens on my stream? That would be why. This would be the setting that you would need to adjust in order to fix that. So as we continue going down, once we get down here, we have the option to expand some things that weren't under follower notifications. So Resub Message setting, we're going to click on that. And how this works is for resub messages, you can change them, you can customize them. How this works is this is for resubs that have been after 1 month of being subscribed to you. This is for subsequent months, so their second, third, fourth, and so on. This is the setting for that. So you can choose to show, do not show, they have the options there. You can choose to allow Twitch emotes, there is a checkbox there. And you also have the options to adjust the font to your liking and the text color. As you can see, we have size, weight, and text color. So as we continue going down, we have Resub Message, text to speech, and it's basically what it says. If you'd like to turn text to speech on, you can, and it'll automatically read out messages whenever someone does resub to you. So that is an option here that you can turn on if you'd like, or you could leave it off. And then we also have, you can choose the voice if you'd like to maybe change it to a different accent or a different language altogether. You do have the option of doing that for the voice that is reading out the message. And then we have spam security, which will help you with pretty much just spam in the messages. Maybe someone decided to put a whole bunch of W's in the message, so it won't just sit there and read all the W's. Maybe there are 100 W's, it won't just read through 100 W's, it'll skip that part of the message. So going down, we also have the volume, and that's pretty self-explanatory. So as we go further down, we're going to go all the way down to the bottom, and we have alert variations. Now this will allow you to, let's say someone has subscribed for more than 1 month, if you'd like to give them a special kind of alert that is different than, say, the first month, you can do that here. What you would need to do is you'd want to go down here and you'd want to select add variation, and you can choose with current settings or with default settings. So let's just go ahead and click one of them, and I'll give you an example of how it works. So as you can see, once we click on it, we have this entire screen here that pops up, and this allows us to adjust everything regarding the alert that we want to show up. And it's very similar to the original alert, so I'm not going to go over this since it is pretty similar. Let me just take a quick look through it and make sure there's nothing different that I maybe should point out. Let's see here. Okay, at the top it says condition randomly. That is something you're definitely going to want to change, especially if you want this for after a certain amount of months. So we're going to click on that, and we're going to select months subscribed is at least, or you can also do subscribed is exactly, and then they also have some other options here, and if you'd like to go with those over here, you can. Now I believe that's the only setting that's different. So once you're done with your alert and you've selected everything, we're going to hit save, and you can make as many of these as you like. So if you want a different alert for 2 months, 5 months, 7 months, and so forth, you do have the option of doing that. You can do that if you'd like. So now we're going to hit save settings as we've gone through all the settings here, and we're going to have our loading thing there, and then alert box updated in the upper right corner. So now we're going to go up and over to our donation alerts. So let's go back to the top, and over here we're going to select donations. So going down the donations page, we have text to speech. If you'd like to turn on text to speech for donations so that when someone donates, the message is read out loud, you can do that right here. All you have to do is click on this, And then we have our options. So here we have minimum amount for a donation to be read. So if you'd like to set a minimum amount, you can. All you need to do is put that amount in the box, and it won't read donations unless they're above that minimum amount. So going down, you can choose the voice. There is a spam security setting. We went over some of these in the previous one, so like I said, gonna try not going over things that I've already gone over again. So if we continue going down, there's your volume, and now there's minimum amount to alert. And how this works is if someone donates and it's not at least the minimum amount, a notification will not show up. So by default, I believe it's set to 1, and I'd recommend leaving it at that and not putting it at something like 0, because that's a good way to prevent any kind of spam from happening by leaving it at 1. Now moving down, we have the format of the message that shows up when someone does donate to you. So name and then the amount. That's the format of the message and how it'll show up. You can change it if you like. That's entirely up to you. Now going down, we're going to skip this actually because I rarely ever see it being used. So we're just going to keep going down, and everything else, it looks like it's something that I have been over before, so we're just going to go down to the very bottom, and now we're going to hit Save Settings. So now that we've set up all of our alerts, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to actually put it onto our stream. So how do we do that exactly? Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to go up on this page here. We're going to go up to the top, and right here, I'm going to pull up OBS now. So let's pull up OBS. Okay, now here we are with OBS. So in order to add the alerts to your stream, what you're going to want to do is, see, we have a scene here, and there are no sources on this scene. So we're going to right click, or you can click the plus button down here. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to right click, go and add, and then select browser on the right hand side. So now we're going to name that. We're just going to hit OK, and then we'll be brought to this screen right here. So now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go back into our other window, and we're going to want to go up to the very top of the page here to where it says widget URL. And what we're going to do is it says click to show widget URL. You're going to want to click on that. And then once you click on that, you're going to copy the code that is shown in the box here. So I'm actually going to post that code that I just copied here in the URL box. Now after pasting the code, I'm going to hit OK. Now once you're back here in OBS, you'll see that you have this box on your screen. So let's go ahead and test our alert out now that we have it in OBS. So we're going to go back to our other screen, and we're going to click on, let's say, test follow. So I just clicked on test follow, and there we go. There's our image and the text at the bottom. Let's do it one more time. Test follow, and we're going to have to go back to OBS quickly before it disappears. And you can modify that if you'd like. If you'd like to move it, all you have to do is click and drag the box to wherever it is that you'd like it to be. And you can also resize it by pulling on one of the corners. So maybe you want it in the center of the screen, and for it to be extremely small, you put it up there like that, you resize it, test follow, and now you can see that it's super small and it's in the center of the screen. Now that you've done that, you don't need to set up the other ones. The code that you just put in will work for all of your alerts. So for your donation one and your subscription one, you've already set those up, and those will show up in the exact same place that the follower one, which I just activated, showed up in, and it'll look exactly like how you set it up. Now, one thing to make sure in OBS is under sources, it's listed at the very top. That way it won't be blocked by anything whenever it is that an alert goes off. So that about covers it for setting up your alerts. Now, if this video helped you out, I'd appreciate it so much if you could leave a like and subscribe. I'm Wolfie, and I'll see you next time. Bye.